check in with the potential challengers to President Obama in 2012. The Trump tease is taken to new heights. He's flirted with the White House runs before, but those seem more like practical jokes than serious campaigns. This time he swears it's different, telling me back in November that he's really serious this time, scheduling appearances in key campaign states. And when Ashley Banfield wangled a ride on Trump Force One, she got a whole lot more than she bargained for. And Ashley, boy, he unloaded on everything. President Obama to Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, it wasn't too hard to wrangle the ride, by the way. And what a sweet ride it was. I spent actually more than about 5 hours with the Donald, traveling from New York to Florida. Private 727, folks. Nice ride if you can find it. We had a sweeping conversation about everything from how he would deal with Colonel Gaddafi in Libya to just how much of his own money he'd be prepared to spend on his campaign and what he thinks about Charlie Sheen.
In 10 years of covering Donald Trump and 2 elections in which he was considering a run for the White House, this time, he says, it's different.
Over the years, a lot of people have asked me whether or not I was going to run. They wanted me to run. But I have never been so serious as I am now.
And to see how serious he is, we accompanied him on his private 727. And after a behind-the-scenes tour of this luxurious plane, one thing is clear. He certainly has the war chest to run.
You'd put up $600 million for this?
Absolutely, assuming I'm doing well.
Do you have $600 million to spare?
I have much more than that. Part of the beauty of me is that I'm very rich. So if I need $600 million, I can put up $600 million myself. That's a huge advantage.
And on the issues, he's already taking a stand, like on Libya's Colonel Gaddafi.
That's a Holocaust. If we could surgically strike and stop that from happening, I'd be for it, but not to get into a war.
A surgical strike on Colonel Gaddafi?
On Colonel Gaddafi.
On piracy off the African coast.
The country has never been so weak. I mean, even a thing like the pirates, they're nothing. They're nothing, Ashley. And they're taking over these huge $500 million tankers. Give me an admiral and a couple of ships. I would wipe them out of the sea so fast.
He says this country's biggest problem is other countries like China, Saudi Arabia, and North Korea, and how they affect our economy.
It's very interesting. While we spend billions of dollars a week on being the policeman for the world, China's spending billions of dollars a day on taking over the world economically. That's not a good formula for us.
And to that controversial question, does he believe the president was born in the USA?
Everybody that even gives any hint of being a birther, a word you didn't use, even a little bit of a hint like, gee, you know, maybe, just maybe this much of a chance, they label them as an idiot. Let me tell you, I'm a really smart guy. I was a really good student at the best school in the country. The reason I have a little doubt, just a little, is because he grew up and nobody knew him. When you interview people, if I ever got the nomination, if I ever decide to run, you may go back and interview people from my kindergarten. They'll remember me. Nobody ever comes forward. Nobody knows who he is until later in his life. It's very strange. The whole thing is very strange.
So we ran through the list of possible Republican contenders, and in